Today we focus on the DragBat Attack Strategy for Town Hall 13. I've been asked about it a lot recently, does it still work? So I'm going to break it down for you to teach you it, and then I get out into multiplayer and I attack with it. And a bit of a spoiler alert, the final attack of the video is the most loot I have ever got in Clash of Clans. Ever. So make sure you don't miss it, guys. Let's dive into it. Alrighty guys, so let's break down the DragBat, teach you how to use it before I get into multiplayer. I've been asked about this at Town Hall 13 quite a lot, and it does still work. You just have to ensure your dragons prioritize the splash damage and the bats prioritize the point defense, whilst ensuring you have good pathing through the base for your dragons. So let's take a look at this one. Notice straight away that we have 3 multi-target inferno towers. So obviously this is somewhere where you would want to send the dragons in. You wouldn't want the bats in this area because obviously they would go down incredibly quick. You'd have to freeze every single one of them. A good point to note as well, guys, is the town hall. Make sure that goes down with the dragons or your heroes. You cannot send the bats to the town hall. They will not get it. Ultimately, they just don't do the damage to get through it, so that is a big no-no. So looking at this base, we already know that the dragons have to come in from the left-hand side of the base. We've got 3 multi-infernos, we've got the town hall, and notice just to the side here as well, we have the 2 scatter shots. So what we're going to do is use a bit of a Sui hero method to take out not just 1, but 2 multi-infernos and an air defense. If the dragons are coming in from this side, the air defense are going to be a big factor. That will allow the dragons to prioritize the bottom air defense. So that's primarily where the dragons will come from. What it means is we need to set the funnel across to the left, which will be relatively easy to do, like I said, with the Sui heroes, and to the right hand side, which again is relatively easy. A baby dragon down this area does a really good job to allow the dragons onto the air defense, and then they're moving through. You can see the pathing up to the town hall and to the scatter shot. That's where then on the back end the bats are used. So let's get into the replay, continue to break it down, because I always like to ensure you have a good knowledge of the attack first, and then we can have a little bit of fun as well. Obviously I tend to bring educational but entertaining Clash of Clans videos, teach you guys a thing or two, but also have some fun. So if that's what you want to see, be sure to subscribe to the channel. So just taking our time, this is a Clan War League attack, you don't want to rush into it, and the Barbarian King is deployed first. Obviously with the Royal Champion down here, we don't want our Queen taking a lot of damage. So the Barbarian King tanks, we also have the Tesla farm, a fresh hit, but could have had a good guess it was down here due to the gaps. The Royal Champion is the main thing here. So whilst the King has done a lot of tanking and again created the funnel for the dragons to come in, it ultimately tanks for the Royal Champ to come into the defenses as well, and she can directly target the air defense, and once the air defense, the cannon and whatnot is down, she can actually move forward to the multis relatively easy here. Look, she gets one of them and she will just step up to the next one. We've also got that Seeking Shield ability. Do not forget about that, guys, and check it out. As a bit of a bonus, the Queen actually takes the air defense down the bottom here as well, which means the dragons do not have to worry about that. I think the initial plan might have been even to leave that air defense, but heck, if you get a bonus, take it. The baby dragon down to the bottom continues to set up that funnel, and look at the dragons now. We've got this nice little path. That was a terrible drawing. We've got this nice little path where the dragons will come straight in. They're going to get directly targeting onto the town hall and onto the scatter shot. Actually, one thing I forgot to mention, the Eagle Artillery is there as well. Whilst it's not a splash damage that will directly hit the bats, it is something to consider. Now, the Battle Blimp just ensures security of that town hall and the second star. It means the dragons can swiftly move around the town hall and down it goes. Once both scatter shots are tanked, you don't necessarily need them down, but once both of them have locked onto the dragons, you can start the bat portion. Ideally, if you get them down, it's much better. Now, the bats you can use in a few different ways. I will continue the attack in a second. We could have used them over here in order to make sure they come down and swoop through the base. And when you do that, you're trying to get to the splash relatively early, but not too early, because you need all of your bats together. That's why you deploy it to the side of the base. Or what you can do, if there's not a lot of splash in the area, you can just dump them right on top of that splash. It will take it down first, and then they can spread out from there. So that's what happens in this example. The bats come down, they take out the wizard tower, and then actually, it doesn't matter how much momentum we have, because it's all point defense. The dragons are protected as well, and the bats somewhat help to force the dragons across to the right hand side of the base, because the bats have taken out the top portion. Now, even though the bats go down, they protected the dragons so well from the rest of the defenses that it doesn't matter. In an ideal world, yes, protect your dragons and your bats. But just know that if one of them go down, you can still get the raid done. And that is how strong the DragBat is if you find the right base. For example, a ground-based meta, we're seeing a lot of Yetis. Hybrid, I did break down my hybrid attacks recently. I linked that video at the end of this one. Brilliant, brilliant attacks. Definitely the best at Town Hall 13 if you ask me. That's where we see a lot of grounded expos, and that's where you can take advantage of that with the DragBat, especially if the splash is pointed to one area of the base. So now that you know the DragBat, we've broken it down for you. Let's go ahead and get into multiplayer and see if I can go ahead and get some 3 stars. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cooked up the exact same army that we just showcased you. Obviously, depending on the base you're attacking, if it's in war, you can adjust the army composition. But in multiplayer, we don't have that luxury. Let's very quickly update you on my account and my progress. I do like to bring you these vlog-style updates, if you will, on my Let's Play episodes. Obviously, that's a little bit more difficult to do on any Town Hall-specific guides. But in terms of my main account, I haven't attacked for about a week and a half. We need to get back to Legends League, but in terms of upgrades, we have one more archer tower, so I guess we'll go ahead and do that. We've got 2 builders, and I always like to try and keep one of them free in terms of upgrading walls. However, let's get out there into multiplayer and let's see what we find. We'll try and find a base where we can use the bats effectively, get good pathing for the dragons as we mentioned, but unfortunately being out of Legends League, we might have to sit in the clouds for a little bit. So let's come back when we have a base to attack. I don't know about this base, guys. It's worth 37 trophies. It doesn't look the most upgraded in the world, but it does have a max level town hall and very limited splash up to the north. It's all about how we take down these bottom areas. I think if I go with my king initially and the royal champion, we might be able to get that scatter shot. I think that will be a really good target to get, guys. So let's just keep an eye on this. Let's make sure my royal champ does indeed thin out this area of the base. It's going pretty well, actually. She is going to get that. And we might actually be able to use a baby dragon to help as well. I should probably start the rest of the attack, but I'm kind of enjoying just letting the king do his thing. Let's use that royal champ's ability. And check it out, guys. That is looking awesome. Then we can go with my Archer Queen to try and get the scatter shot on the other side of the base. Let's go with 1 or 2 balloons to try and help my Archer Queen. If she gets that scatter shot, then that is going to help drastically in terms of my troops coming through. And she certainly will. Let's use that ability. Then let's go with the Battle Blimp, in fact, down to the bottom here. Do I use a Rage? I don't know. Let's spread the balloons. Grand Warden is on ground. Let's get the dragons down this area with the Grand Warden. Let's pop a rage onto the loons there, because what I'm thinking is that will help with the pathing for the dragons. Remember what we discussed? Pathing is very important, and the dragons are doing a phenomenal job. We do have 1 minute left. I don't think we have to worry too much here. I'm going to use a rage to help my dragons through. I'm actually going to use 1 freeze to get the town hall and the eagle, and then let's go with the bats. Probably from this top area. I don't think we have to worry too much now because the dragons should get the town hall. Let's use that Grand Warden's ability. There was a black bomb coming up. We can, honestly, we don't even need these freeze spells. Look at it go. Let's freeze the multi anyway to help the bats through. But that has worked perfectly, guys. A beautiful demonstration of how the bats will annihilate bases if you do not have to hit any splash damages. The freeze spells, if there were wizard towers up there, I could clearly use, but look at the amount of... Oh! Just as I zoomed in, the bats got wiped out by a black bomb. Oh, no, red bomb, sorry. That's the ones that do the splash, isn't it? So pretty crazy if you ask me. And that's where you've got to be careful as well. You can't really do much about that, but as long as you use the dragons and the bats together very successfully, you should be able to wipe out bases just like that. Well, I don't know if I can take this base, but check it out. 1,200,000 gold, 1,300,000 elixir. Wow, I really hope we can take this. Let's break it down. I don't know. What do I do? Scatter shots down to the bottom. I feel like we need the dragons in from this area somewhere. Maybe I can get my battle blimp onto one of them. Let's try that, guys. Let's go with one test balloon and the battle blimp to clock right on top of that scatter shot. If I can drop my loons right on top of that, it should go down. There we go. Nice. Let's freeze this wizard tower. I don't really want to use a rage spell here, but I do want to get pretty good value. And that's actually not too bad. Now let's use the king and the royal champion again. Let's use the baby dragon down here. Royal champion. Should be able to get a couple of loons into this area as well, actually. And what we're basically trying to do is get the next scatter shot. That's the idea. Let's use the Royal Champ's ability. We just need this scatter shot. Come on. Yes, scatter shot goes down. Nice. This doesn't look too bad, guys. It's really just where we use the rest of the stuff from. So when the king gets through that wall, it will be pretty good. Let's go with the balloons here. Dragons into this area. Let's save a dragon for the outside. Grand Warden's ability. Come on, though, Queen. I really, really need you through this area. Let's actually use... Oh, I don't know, guys. Let's use a rage here. Where do we use the bats? King's ability, Queen's ability. Let's use Grand Warden's ability. Come on, let's rage them again. Now let's use the bats up to this top area. Come on, my friends. Let's get through this. Let's freeze the multi. I think we might get this, guys. I think we might get it. We've got one more wizard tower at the top here. We've got to be careful with. Let's freeze that. Let's get a dragon on it. Let's get a dragon on it. Oh, the bats are caught in the tornado trap. And they go down because of that. But the one dragon on the outside managed to tank for that area. And can you believe it? We are going to get this with 1 minute left. That base is crushed. And that is the most golden elixir I have ever got. Ever. And 39 trophies. Wow, this has been crazy. Maybe I need to farm down in Titans a little bit more. Maybe we don't want to go back to Legends just yet. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Should I go to Legends or should I stay in Titan? But there you are. That is why I might stay in Titans. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I don't think I've ever got loot that big. That will be going on my Instagram for sure. Let's zoom in on that for you. Oh my word. Have you gained anything bigger than that? I certainly haven't. That is incredible. And what a way to finish off the episode. Amazing stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. If you do want to see my previous video on the hybrid, though, when I attacked live, like I mentioned earlier, be sure to check it out right here. Let me know your top goal. If you made it to this point in the video, let me know if you have beat this. I'm sure many of you have beat the amount of golden elixir, but check out that hybrid video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, peace out.